Does it still make sense today to cultivate memories of the 20th century's terrible past? Concentration camps, mass terror, persecution, and genocide. I often ask my American students about it. They say yes, it does. At least a few among them usually refer to the famous maxim by George Santayana: whoever forgets history's catastrophes is doomed to repeat them. An optimistic, rational view of history shines through Santayana's words, reflecting his assumption that humankind, despite dark moments, can learn from its own mistakes. Forgetting historical evil for the sake of future good means, among other things, forgetting the victims.
And yet so far, the evidence in favor of Santayana's view is no more convincing than the evidence supporting the opposite conclusion, that the only lesson we learn from history is that it does not teach us anything. Those who take that view can easily cite recent examples of mass murder, terror, and persecution. They often argue that dwelling on past evils does more harm than good, generating an endless cycle of retribution and vengeance. To transcend this vicious circle and stop repeating history, some say we must forget it, not remember it. But forgetting historical evil for the sake of future good means, among other things, forgetting the victims. Today in the West, everyone seems to be in agreement, at least on the level of public debate, that forgetting is not a morally valid option. It would mean abandoning the victims to oblivion and inadvertently granting their oppressors a modicum of moral satisfaction. And yet, motivations so simple and fundamental as the ethical obligation to remember the victims often loses its clarity and urgency as soon as the topic of Soviet communism arises. Instead, the opposite tradition, the one favoring oblivion, often makes its swift and unexpected comeback.